All right, everybody, this is Mike with CardSnoop. I wanted to do a quick video for everybody who was following Gary Vaynerchuk and wanted to know on Twitter and who wanted to know what their cards are worth. So Gary made a post on his GaryV at GaryV about cards, and a ton of people wrote in wanting to know, like, okay, well, if I get into the hobby, how do I figure out what my cards are worth, or how do I know how much a card that is for sale is worth? Am I paying too much, or if I'm then selling a card, how do I know if I'm selling it for too little? So that's great because what CardSnoop does is it shows you the most recent sales for cards. So what we do is we are essentially a tool that has access to eBay. We can pull all the information about the most recent eBay sales, and that's how you can figure out what your comps are. And comps with cards are no different than comps are with houses or used automobiles or new automobiles, whatever. Uh, the mechanics of buying cards is, again, no different than really buying anything else. You don't want to overpay, but in order for you to make a smart move, you need to know what other people have paid for that same thing, whether that's a stock or, as I mentioned, a card, or a car or a home, or anything. So what I'm going to do is show you a really quick and easy way to look up cards using our tool, CardSnoop. You can visit CardSnoop at cardsnoop.com. It's super easy to use. If you can use Google, you can use CardSnoop. What you're going to want to know, what you're going to want to do is search based on these following attributes. And they are the year of the card, the series that it's in, the player name, and also add in any descriptors that describe the card beyond those initial three. So let's do this. Actually, before I do that, I'll show you the card that we'll be looking up. So this is a Ronald Acuna graded card. It's been graded a 10 by Beckett. And you can see here, if you look at this card, you could, as you trade more cards, you'll understand this. But the back of this card, the behind him, where the people in the stands would normally be, it's kind of has a gold. It's kind of blurred out by gold. So this would be a gold card. And gold cards are more rare, so since they're more rare, they're going to be more valuable. And you'll see that when we look it up. As I mentioned, when you're doing a search, you want to know the series, the player name, the year, and any descriptors. As I mentioned, gold is a legit descriptor. Now for this card, let's look at it. So the last year that his stats are for is 2017. So, we don't. The cards aren't printed until after the season ends. So this is a 2018 card. Ronald Acuna. If you look up in the upper right-hand corner and follow my cursor, this is part of the update series, US 250 update series. So that would be a descriptor you could put in if you wanted to get, if you wanted to get a very specific search. So let's go to CardSnoop. I'll show you guys how to use it. Okay, you're going to start at Google, type in CardSnoop. Okay, I've already logged in, so I'm just logged in all the time. It's stored in Chrome, but if you're new to CardSnoop, you'll have to register, but you just put in an email address and a password. So what was I? Okay. So 2018 Topps update. Let's do 250. Acuna gold. And we'll put 10 because it was graded as a 10. So the difference between graded and non-graded cards, if you guys don't know this, graded cards are always going to be worth more than non-graded cards. But if you get a card like this, particularly this card, I would highly recommend you sending it in to Beckett or PSA or someone to get it graded, because you'll immediately add to the value of the card. Okay, so what we see here is that we've searched by sold most recent. So there are a few different ways to compare pricing on cards, but from my perspective, and just about anybody in the hobby, the most relevant is sold most recent. So a card is essentially worth whatever an identical card was sold for most recently. No different than again, if you're buying a house or a car or anything else where we track the sales. Okay, so if you look here, on February 28th, which is today, which is when I'm making this video, one of these cards was sold for $2,000. February 20th, it was sold for $1,200 or almost $1,300. $1,300 on February 18th. Now, a couple things to look at on this page. If you have no bids, if you're looking at a listing that has no bids, that means it was done via a best offer sale or a buy it now sale. eBay allows you to sell a bunch of different ways. So when that happens, there will be two different prices, and the price that is accurate is always the offer accepted price. eBay doesn't always make public the actual offer accepted prices for everything, which is interesting, and that's another reason why you should use CardSnoop and not just go off eBay only. So if we go down to the sale that occurred on December 31st, you'll see the price that eBay is reporting is $949.99, but the actual offer accepted price is $885. So you wouldn't want to pay $949 for a card that somebody bought for $885. That's why you look at these. It happened again on December 16th. So December 16th, somebody bought this card for $260, but eBay is reporting out that the card was purchased for $319.97. And you can look at the original listing. eBay is saying that this is bought for $319, and the sold listing actually $260. Now, there's a huge difference between the value of this card at $260 and the $2,000 card here, and that's because, as you can see, this $2,000 card was actually one of the graded cards graded at 10, and this card down here is ungraded. I really think it would be a good idea to have bought this card, sent it to grading, because then it could be worth a lot more. So that's it. That's how to use CardSnoop. I want to keep this short. I hope this is helpful. Please use cardsnoop.com. And if you want to get a hold of us, tweet us, send me a message on Twitter. I manage the Twitter for the company, so it's at CardSnoop. You can always check us out on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, CardSnoop. We have an Instagram profile as well, at CardSnoop Shop. So there's a myriad of ways to get a hold of CardSnoop. You can email me personally, mike@cardsnoop.com, and I'll do my best to get you a timely response. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the hobby if you're new to it. Welcome back if you're coming back to it. And use CardSnoop and follow us. Thank you. Bye.